Hi Libras, welcome to your May 2019 General Tarot reading. I've laid out a zodiac spread which will give you an idea of the general influences that may affect you in the month of May 2019. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to my channel. If you like the videos, please like, share, or subscribe. That would be great. And okay, let's get started with your reading. The first house is how the world sees you. And so in the month of May, they're going to see you either giving a lot of help to others and being a very spiritual, unselfish kind of person, or they may see that you'll also be blessed with receiving aid and unselfish help from other people. But this card is a blessing. It sometimes indicates that the universe has your back, your ancestors. You've done good deeds in the past, and now people want to come to you and assist you in any needs that you may have. So you'll either be perceived as the person that's always there when someone needs a hand or needs help, or that the universe is just going to put you in a lot of situations this month where you get little blessings. So that's a beautiful card for how the world sees you. And then you have another beautiful card. You have the sun and the moon. And the sun is in your second house of money. And so friends may affect your finances. Some of you may get jobs or references or referrals from friends, for accountants, for financial advisors. Some of you just might be happy with your tax returns and you're going to take a trip or enjoy life for a change and enjoy your money. But you do believe money is really about being happy. But there could be a friend that will favorably influence your finances. A financial advisor or someone related to your money may also be very loyal and be a good friend or turn into a good friend. But I think this is really the pleasures of life because Venus is going into Taurus mid-month and Libra, Venus is your ruling sign. And this is the, position of luxury and enjoying, the good things in life. It's a very earthy, position, and it's very sensual. And so I think you're going to see your money as a means of providing you with pleasure and satisfaction, and that will bring you some degree of happiness in the month of May. Okay, in your third house, this represents neighbors, siblings, cousins. It can also be online communications because it's ruled by Gemini, Facebook, social media. And you have a person showing up here that's kind of young, and they're, excitable, they're creative, enthusiastic, self-confident. Sometimes they're a little precocious or presumptuous. There's some ego here. But for the most part, this person who's showing up is a shaker and a baker. They like to get things done, and they're creative. So some of you may know this person in your family or your neighborhood. They're fun to be around. If it's social media, it might be someone helping you to further, your communications in new ways. Whoever this is, they're young, they're youthful, and they have a lot of energy. Now, the same suit, you're getting some fire Libras in your reading. You have a fire sign woman showing up in your house. So for some of you, this could be your own attributes where you've taken on the opposite traits of air and you're trying to get more confident and entrepreneurial, more motivated, more seasoned. You take care of yourself. So if this is the female Libras, you're going to feel very entrepreneurial and confident in the month of May, especially in your home, You're going to feel that you get things done, and some of you may be starting new businesses from home, or working on an already existing business. You may have someone visiting your home, like a mom. It's usually a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. But this energy is someone who is a motivator, and so there will be excitement and more energy around your home. And for the Libra men, expect that your women will be wanting to do something and get things done. And they won't be bossy or dictatorial, but they'll definitely have an agenda and a plan, and they'll be motivated and active. And that's good for Libra men if you're with a fire sign woman. Now, with children, the fifth house represents children and new relationships. So for those of you Libras that, have started a relationship in the last 3 years, or you've been single, that's what I consider a new relationship. Some of you may be offered to travel with a new relationship, but this is really the card of fulfillment and liberation and completion. So some of you may have outgrown, a relationship, and you're going to stay single, and you're going to enjoy, no one in your hair, your freedom. You may do some traveling. If it's regarding children, many of you are going to be relieved of a lot of your responsibilities with your children and feel liberated. Now, whether this is, you don't have to chauffeur them back and forth to school for the summer, or some of them are going to their grandparents for a trip. Many of you are definitely going to enjoy not having the direct responsibility of taking care of your kids, and you're going to feel very free and very liberated. So this is the highest card in the deck, and many of you may feel that you did a good job with your kids and you're perfectly all right with them traveling and spending time with someone else. In a relationship, there's a lot of freedom, so if this is regarding a new love affair, both of you need a long leash to feel a sense of autonomy. That's the way I would put that. And many of you might travel abroad with a partner as well and see the world. But for the single ones that haven't found anyone, your options look good. This is the card of the world is your oyster. And so you'll have ample opportunities to attract someone new into your life. Okay, in your work house, you have the work card. How apropos. It's not a glamorous card. It indicates punching the clock, being a worker bee, a proletariat. But, your money definitely comes in based on the hours that you're putting in. So many of you Libras will be kind of, putting your bootstraps up and putting your nose to the grindstone and getting the work done. And then you're going to party hardy because in your money house you have the card of friends and enjoyment and appreciating, fun in your life. So you may work hard and then use your money to enjoy pleasures in the month of May. Okay, in your partnership house, this can be family members, mates, colleagues, children, whoever you consider partners in your life, Libra, and you definitely have partners. You're going to expect news, messages. People may be traveling in to see you. This is the card of usually messages, communication, and travel. So many of you will either have a partner coming in to visit you. Some of you may have travel to see a partner, but expect a lot of flurries of messages and communications in the month of May. Some readers read this as arrows of jealousy. I don't. But, there may be one or two people around you that may be a little jealous of someone coming in to see you, or splurging and inviting you to take a trip, because you are getting, help, and you're giving unselfish help this month. So these messages may bring positive news to you through one of your partners. Okay, in your love life, this is the eighth house. It represents your intimate life and shared resources. You have the card of protecting your finances. And so, any relationships that Libras are in, you're definitely watchful of not, having to lose what you've gained so far. And so, you will be a little, not defensive, but you'll be protective of your own resources and your own, wealth that you've accrued, or, you'll be saving money for something that you want to buy. And so none of you are going to really like a partner that's a taker. Your radar is going to be really activated, and I don't think you're going to get manipulated by somebody, trying to get money out of you per se, who's a lover. And if it's shared resources, you're very invested in getting your share. And so this is the card, some people call it the miser. It's a very harsh kind of description. I don't really call it the miser. It's usually someone who isn't spending a lot of money because they want to do something, practical with their money. And so some of you men, your women may not be happy with you. You may not be splurging on them. You Libra men in the month of May, you may be saving for something. It can be a trip. It could be a high-ticket item. It could just be for your own business or your own future. But there is some self-protection with one's finances, and, just being aware that you don't want to get burned, financially. Okay, in your ninth house, you have a nice card. This is the card of counsel, wisdom, good advice. And so this house represents legal issues, litigation, publishing, travel, and higher education. So any of those areas that you pursue in the month of May, Libra, would be very good. You would get the advice and the insight, and you'll have the know-how from someone who's an expert in their field, telling you the best way to go about it. So if it's travel, it might be a travel agent. If it's a publishing house, it might be an editor, or it might be a publisher. If it's litigation, this is a great card, lawsuit, because the person is really enjoying and invested in being good, at the law and giving good advice. And it's not based on their ego. It's something that they believe about the profession. So if any of you Libras are in litigation or something legal, you do have very good counsel. And then, if it's higher education, some of you may be going to study, to become a counselor, to become a financial advisor, an advisor in some capacity, and you would do well, and you would also get good advice, what's the best schools or the best way to pursue your higher education. And advice maybe on financial aid. Okay, in your 10th house, this is how the world sees you. And so they see you as, the Venus energy coming through. I mentioned Venus is in Taurus. So all of you Libras are going to be favored second half of May with the Libran charm and the Libran beauty. And so people are going to see you as someone who's not hard on the eyes, which is always good in any profession. They're going to see you as well-mannered, and they're going to see you as a person that's in sales or likes to pitch proposals. So even if you're not in retail or a sales job, you will somehow be seen as a person that offers options or proposes strategies or proposes projects. And many of you, if you're in sales, second half of May, you should do very well. Okay, in your friendship house, you have the card of professionals. So Libras, I don't think you really want to hang out. It's also artists, but I don't think you want to hang out with losers in the month of May. I know that sounds kind of cruel, but you may identify with people that take pride in their work and are professional. And I think this is further explained because, you feel more like you're just punching the clock and you're showing up to work and you're kind of a laborer, which isn't very, glamorous. And so some of your friends may be in professions where they're respected and they're earning better money. And I think you might want this influence around you right now, just to give you the idea that you too can move into a profession that's better paying and that you have maybe more respect. It's also the card of artists and artisans, so some of you may have a friend that's, very into crafts or very into the skill and, the how they're seen in their profession. They're very invested in being known for not being a novice and mastering some craft or some vocation. And so one of your friends may, be getting along pretty far in their career in the month of May, or proving themselves to their superiors. And then finally your 12th house is the house where you have a blind spot, Libras, and it's the house where some people think it's your self-undoing. Anyway, you have a great card here. It's the Wheel of Fortune. And so I think in the month of May, many of you are going to be questioning, opportunities and, do you always help others and not let people bring you good fortune and opportunities? Because in your first house, you have the Star. This is a very powerful opening, the 12th house with the Wheel of Fortune, the first house with the Star, and the second house with the Sun. These are major arcana cards. And so I think for some of you, you may be looking at that you might have squandered some of your opportunities in the past because this is, what you feel burdened by. Some of you definitely have a fear of success with this in your 12th house. You're afraid of it, or you're afraid to measure yourself, or you're afraid that if you get far, your relationships might be impacted by it. So you'll have to decide, Libra, why this very good card is somehow your prison, or it holds you back, or you're in a state of bondage. Now, for some of you, it may be that you haven't, taken opportunities that were offered to you, and it wasn't because of the fear of success. You've just never achieved it. That you've walked down many roads professionally or personally in your relationships. You have had the opportunities, you do see that, but somehow it never gelled properly where you yourself felt that Lady Luck was smiling on you and you rode the wave and you had really nice success. And so for some of you Libras, this month it may activate that feeling that, it's missing in your life, and not having it is a burden. And so you're going to have to learn from people that are happy in their professions and they're being compensated well for their work and their money is good. You may have to look at yourself and, decide how in the future, you may better use opportunities that come your way, and don't let, fear of people or what you owe people to affect you, especially your sign, it's all give and take. And so when you are a giver, the universe provides you with blessings. And some of these blessings may even come from ancestors. And so, this card, the Star, indicates from above. And so it looks like someone above wants to help you and give you, a leg up. And you have to learn to better use the opportunities and the aid that comes to you, and finally feel success and know what it is. For some of you, you might have arrived there and it wasn't what you thought, like the success cost you too much and it limited you and it kept you in bondage, and your personal relationships might have suffered. So, in the month of May, I think you will be doing some soul searching, about luck and opportunity, and do you want to be successful? What will it cost you? And, because you have a kind of entrepreneurial shaker, baker, woman energy, female energy in your home, these two fire signs around you in some capacity are motivating you to, create something. And so I hope you have a very good month, Libras. You have some really nice cards. I think you have the nicest reading for the month. The world is going to be seeing you as very attractive and appealing, not just physically, but in the ideas that you propose. One of your partners, there may be a trip or travel, people coming to see you. And, you have a lot of freedom if you're single. The world is your oyster. And, someone wants to bless you. And sometimes your ancestors want to bless you with a good love, your mate. So keep your eyes open. With Venus and Taurus, I think you're all going to be enjoying the second half of May. And you take care, and I'll see you next month. Bye.